Hi, this is Sharkomitas, and this is a tutorial on line art and coloring in like a comic style. And first I'm doing the base of it with a inking brush, but with a lower opacity. And I'm erasing it with the same brush, and it also has a lower opacity, so I could leave that sketchy effect. And then I add a layer over that, and I reduce the original sketch layer. I reduced the opacity really low so I could be able to ink it. It's best to do it really low, so because if you have it too high opacity on that layer, on the sketch layer, it makes it difficult to make a good liner on top. This I could easily see my lines. And make sure to use varying line weights. I use 6% and 3%. 6% for the outer line of the face and the head, and the inner parts like the eyes, the nose, the lips, and all that, and then the cheekbone. I use 3%. Use different sizes, and also put notches on the lines, because sometimes artists do that, but I do it inverted. I erase instead of adding them, and it makes it look cool, the line art. And now I have a base color underneath all the layers, and I set it to lilac. And now I have another layer on top, and with the airbrush I color it in to make that smooth gradient. And I set that to a layer mode that I like, and I think I set it to multiply. Yeah, I left a little spot, so I had to color that spot. A little spot of the lilac. Okay, I guess I haven't added the gradient yet, because I fixed the little spot that was missing color. And now with it clipped to the bottom layer, to the base color, I go with a fuchsia color, or like a purplish fuchsia. I don't know if that's what you call that color, or maybe fuchsia is more pink. But with the airbrush, I do a gradient over the face, because I like how some comic artists do that to their art. And then I erased it with the same airbrush to leave it's glowing, the bottom part of the face. And I set that to multiply. Well, first I tested out like different ones to see which one was the best one. Usually I go with overlay, multiply, pin light, hard light, soft light, and I forgot the other one. The color, it was something else. Sorry for the long pauses. I'm just looking at my art piece to see if it's good. And then another layer and clip it below the gradient one, and make the brush smaller and color the eyes. I made them too pink, and I think also because of the multiply layer, it also made it that color. So I tried making it more grayish white. Don't always go with pure white. I mean, it's good, but it's good also to use a color that's not white, because it makes it pop out more. So it makes the white parts that are actually white pop out more. And I erased some of the color that went down, not on the eye part. And I make another layer on top, and with the same inking brush, not the airbrush anymore, I lower the size, and I color in the pupils, if that's what you call it. And then for the iris part, I go down again and I clip it, and I color in the eye with that blue. Now I add another clipping layer, and this time, oh yeah, I stopped recording and recorded again. Not recorded, but just recording again. Sorry, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Sometimes I get nervous while recording my own voice. I lower the opacity on the inking brush, and on that layer I set it to multiply, and this is for the shadows. But I realized that the shadows were too strong and it didn't quite fit with the, even though the blue is right next to the purple in the color wheel, it still looked off to me. So what I did, first I checked if stabilization was off. It's okay if you use stabilization. I don't always use it. Sometimes when I write words, I use it. It's good to practice your hand motor skills. And yeah, I'm just coloring the cheekbone, the places where I want there to be shadow under the lip, by the chin, by the head. And then the ear. And what you could do is that what artists do is you have the colors on separate layers, and what you do if you want to change the color, you just go to the top where this says gallery, and then the part where it has a little wand, and you put to change the hue, saturation, and darkness and brightness of it. And I picked saturation and hue shifting. I lowered the saturation. I lowered a little bit the brightness, and then changed the hue to something that I would like better. And you just keep moving it until you find something that clicks to you, that looks good to you. And I liked how that greenish look to it, because on the opposite of purple, the color wheel, it's green. And another clip layer, but this time it's blue, and I re-record again, and I use a screen tone brush, and I put it all over the head and the nose and the cheeks, or where I want it to go, and the eyes and the whites of the eyes, and increase the saturation, and then move around the hue. I hue shift it, and I liked how that one looked. And then I put a layer all the way to the top and back to the inking brush, and I lowered the opacity, and there I added the highlights that I like. On the cheek, on the forehead, nose, anywhere where light hits. And then I went in with the watermark, and then I signed my initials, or you could sign your name. Play around with a lot of the line weights, and use a thicker brush, a bigger brush, for the outside outline of the face or the body, and then the inside, all the details, for the smaller details, lower sizes. Thank you if you watched this far, and have a good rest of your day.